There I am. I popped up. Good evening, Bucknuts.com, Steve Helwagen, and we are live here at Value City. Well, the Schottenstein Center. I got to get the name of the show or the name of the arena correct. And Ohio State tonight took an 89-82 win over visiting USC, and certainly a much happier end tonight for Ohio State, for the Buckeyes to come out of this game with the win. They improved to 16-8 overall, 8-6 in Big Ten play. And this was a gutty, gritty, grinded out kind of win. Ohio State actually fell behind by 9 points twice early in this game. It was 13-4 and 15-6 early. Ohio State then scored 9 straight points to get the lead down to 2. They eventually traded the lead back and forth with USC. USC led 43-40 at the half, and it was Bruce Thornton hitting a shot in the final second or so of the first half that cut USC's lead to 43-40. And then this game kind of hinged, and USC had hit a couple of open shots in the first half. So Ohio State win it at halftime and fixed a couple things defensively, recommitted defensively, did a great job defensively. And then at the offensive end, this was one of the best offensive halves of the year, probably, for Ohio State in terms of efficiency and what they were getting done. Yeah, they had a couple late turnovers when they were trying to put the game away, but on the whole, it was pretty efficient in the second half. Ohio State held USC to just 34% shooting in the second half. And that's pretty common, I think, for a West Coast team to come out to the East Coast. This was their second game in 4 days out here. I call it the East Coast. Well, let's say the Eastern time zone, at least. And it's pretty apparent. That's kind of what happened to Ohio State in its second game out at Washington, kind of faltered down the stretch. And you could see that USC was kind of on fumes there the last 10 minutes of the game, and really struggled with their shooting. They only shot 34% from the floor in the second half. Meanwhile, at the other end, Ohio State just kept attacking, hit enough three-pointers to make a difference, obviously. And you think about it, in the final analysis, they shot 60% in the second half. And then, of course, the free throws. The free throws were also an important part of this game. Ohio State was 24 of 25 at the free throw line. That's 96%. You're going to win a few games when you do that. So a lot of good things come out of this game, most notably the victory. Ohio State had to have this game, gets to 16-8 overall, 8-6 in the Big Ten. Maybe it'll help them get back into the bracketology on a couple sites. With a win over a team that everybody thinks an 18-win USC team. They're now 18-7 and 7-7 in Big Ten play. And most people believe they're already, they're comfortably in the field right now. A couple seed lines ahead of Ohio State, probably in the 9-10 range. Ohio State, if they're in, would be an 11 right now. But obviously 7 more games to play. And now, as bad as things look, on Sunday with the 21-point loss to Michigan, you see an Ohio State team that came back out here on their home court. They had 11,367 people here tonight, which was a good showing for the crowd to be here tonight on a Wednesday night, a weeknight. And the Buckeyes pull through with the win. That'll help them. They came into the game, they were 10th place in the Big Ten, so they'll move up maybe to 9th, 8th. I don't know what the tiebreaker is. There's still games going on that could impact it. In fact, the last time I checked, Northwestern was thumping Michigan at home, and Maryland already upset Iowa tonight in College Park, Maryland. So you had those results as well. So some interesting stuff going on. I think Penn State is at Washington later tonight. But interesting things going on across the Big Ten landscape. And the fight for these teams is to get into the top 8. If you're in the top 8, you don't have to play on Tuesday or Wednesday. You jump right to the third round on Thursday, and then you would have to win 4 games in 4 days to win the Big Ten tournament and secure an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. But that's maybe a better path than trying to go in on Wednesday, although perhaps you get an easier game to start out with out there on Wednesday and get a free win if you're trying to stack wins to have a more impressive win-loss record. kind of a push-pull on that because that opponent on Wednesday certainly wouldn't be very good. So as we look at this, Bruce Thornton, man, what a warrior. I mean, there were a lot of great plays in this game, and Ohio State was ahead 82-81 there in the final minute, and Bruce was able to find a seam, get down the left side of the lane. He got fouled by the USC center. He laid it in, went to the line, made his free throw, and made it a 4-point game. I think it was then 85-81. I think USC split a pair of free throws to make it 85-82. And then Thornton hit a pair of free throws. Devin Royal had a steal, and Thornton was fouled again and hit the free throws, and that made it 89-82, the final score here tonight for Ohio State to defeat USC here on their home court. So a good win. Probably this and UCLA are Ohio State's two best wins. The Northwestern one will get a little bit of company as well if they are able to hang on and beat Michigan. Maybe that moves back to being a quad 1 game. This was a quad 2 game because USC was in the 40s in RPI. You got to be in the top 30 for a home opponent. Of the final 7 games, 4 of them are quad 1 opportunities. Ohio State 0-7 against quad 1 opponents, so they need to pick off a couple, 2-3 of those here down the stretch. And certainly this Saturday on the road at Nashville, Tennessee, playing the University of Virginia, which is ranked number 15, and certainly that would be a quad 1 win if the Buckeyes are able to get it. I don't see any comments here in the thread. I will just rip off a couple stats here real quick. Bruce Thornton came into the game. He was 5 points away from catching Calvin Ramsey for 5th place on Ohio State's all-time list. He did that early in the game and is now alone in 5th place on the Ohio State all-time scoring list. I think he is trailing Dennis Hopson, Herb Williams, and then I believe William Buford and Jerry Lucas are in a 3rd place tie right now on the Ohio State scoring list. So Bruce Thornton's going to keep pushing up that list and has a chance to end up his career as the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State history. We'll have to see how that pans out here over the next 4 to 6 weeks and see how that works out. But Bruce tonight, 5-11 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3-pointers, but 11 of 11 at the foul line, 21.6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. He was plus 14 in the plus minus. He was fabulous tonight. Just a great game by Bruce Thornton. What can you say? I mean, this was a guy who's fighting with every fiber of his body to get to the NCAA tournament. Ohio State is scratching and clawing, needs every win it can get to the NCAA tournament. And certainly this was a big one tonight for Bruce Thornton and the Buckeyes. Following him, you had Devin Royal, nice game, 19.7 rebounds. He drew 6 fouls. He was 8 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 3 at the foul line. John Mobley Jr., he had 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 2 of 7 on threes, 3 of 3 at the foul line. Amari Bynum, he had a big second half. He came on 11 points, 3 rebounds. He probably had 3 or 4 dunks in this game. 5 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 3 on threes. He was tremendous as well. Let's see, Christoph Tilley, 9 points in 21 minutes. He dealt with some foul issues. So, decent enough game, 2 block shots for him. Here's a guy, Puff Johnson, who just joined the team in late January. He was actually in a court hearing today, in his appeal for his eligibility is still going on, and it was continued today in the Franklin County Court. So he will be back there tomorrow, but he missed most of the shoot around this morning. Didn't matter. He came out here and splashed 2 3-pointers as well as both of his free throw attempts, 8 points for him, and 15 minutes played. He had his fingerprints all over this win, no question about it. Tayson Chapman came off the bench, 5 points for him, hit a three. I think he hit Ohio State's first three coming off the bench. Ohio State was miserable on threes in the first half, 2 of 13, 5 of 9 in the second half. And then Ivan Jagovan, 1.4 rebounds. Gabe Cupps had 2 points with a nice drive when he had to fill in late in the first half when Bruce Thornton was dealing with some foul issues. So there you have it. I think that really kind of wraps up a lot of this. Ohio State, very gritty win. They had to grind out stops in the second half of this game. USC had 2 dynamic scores going. Well, actually, 1 dynamic score by the name of freshman Elijah Arenas, the son of Gilbert Arenas. He was a national top 10 prospect coming out of high school. 35 minutes, 25 points. He was 6 of 19 from the floor, 12 of 16 at the foul line. He drew 8 fouls, so he got to the foul line quite a bit. 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, 3 steals. Played like a freshman, but he's got a high ceiling. There's no question about it. And Ohio State struggled getting a handle on him for a good part of this game. Ezra Ausar, he played a great game too. 13 points, 9 rebounds. Kind of a burly power forward. Jordan Marsh, 13 points. And Jacob Kofi, 12 points. He was also pretty good in this game for USC, but their shot making escaped them, obviously, in the second half. Just 12 of 35 for 34% in the pivotal second half when Ohio State outscored USC 49-39 to come out of here with the win. The conversion staff is working here right now. There's going to be ice hockey here at Schottenstein Center this weekend, Friday and Saturday, and then the women's basketball team back in action here on Sunday as they will play Maryland, I believe, here, a nationally ranked Maryland team here on Sunday. Next up, as we said, for Ohio State men, Virginia, Saturday night, Nashville, Tennessee, 8 p.m. on Fox Television. Be sure to check that in. So I think that'll wrap up our Bucknuts basketball breakdown for tonight. Ohio State gets the win, 89-82 over visiting USC. Buckeyes 16-8 overall, 8-8 Big Ten. Still 7 more games to play in the regular season. They play Virginia, then they're back here early next week, either Tuesday or Wednesday night, I believe. I think it's Tuesday night against Wisconsin, and it just goes on from there. So some important big-time games coming up for Ohio State in the next 7 days, and we'll see if the Buckeyes can bring home a couple of huge victories to really punch that ticket to the NCAA tournament. Hey, thanks a lot to everybody who tuned in tonight to check this out. I'm just kind of learning my way on this, but really appreciate it. Let me see. It says show comments. Don't have any comments, so we are all good. And ladies and gentlemen, thanks a lot for checking in. This was Steve Helwagen reporting for Bucknuts.com. Everybody have a good night.